Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast video, weather for weather geeks and nerds and weather enthusiasts and those who like a lot of detail in their forecasts. This, of course, is the video for you. Before we get to our local weather, I wanted to touch on the very unfortunate situation last night in Nashville, Tennessee. Unfortunately, over 24 lives lost with a nocturnal tornado in a major metropolitan area, and it was at least an EF3. And as we get into severe weather season, just a reminder that nocturnal tornadoes are kind of just the worst case scenario from a weather communication standpoint. We have a much harder time reaching people and getting warnings out in the middle of the night. But there are things you can do to help you and your loved ones to get those alerts and those warnings in the middle of the night. An old-fashioned weather radio is still a great option. These run on battery power unless you have it plugged in, and so as long as the batteries are not worn out, it is a sure-proof way to get warnings in the middle of the night. Also, the Storm Tracker 21 app, of course, make sure you have the alerts turned on that app. Make sure you have the wireless emergency alerts active on your phone. You can find that in the settings of your phone, whether it's an Apple device or an Android device. Make sure that that is enabled so that if there is some sort of an emergency issued, you will get that alert in the middle of the night. Of course, on the TV side, the EAS, the Emergency Alert System, along with our crawl at the bottom of the screen, those are more ways to make sure that you're alerted, and especially, again, in the middle of the night. This is, just a worst case scenario in the middle of the night when we have a really strong tornado in a city, and it's coming when most people are in bed and unaware of what's going on around them. And unfortunately, again, as of this recording, I think 25 is the number of lives lost in Nashville. As we get into severe weather season, I'll be talking about this stuff a little bit more. Also a good idea, especially when we have a nocturnal event, a potential severe weather outbreak in the middle of the night. Make sure everything's charged up. Have your phones, your tablets, your laptop, all your devices charged up ahead of time. So in case you lose power, you will not be without those devices. This includes medical devices as well. And again, check that battery backup on the NOAA weather radio. These weather radios, this is, it's a technology that, was a little more prevalent and important maybe a couple of decades ago, but it still serves a purpose and still is just a foolproof way of getting those warnings. And you can still get these cheap online and in electronic stores, and they're very easy to program as well. All right, back here today, we had some gusty showers this afternoon that produced a wind gust at the airport of 46 miles per hour at 3:05 this afternoon. This came with some pea-sized hail and even some lightning and thunder. You're going to see some of that lightning right in through there mid-afternoon. Rolled through parts of Mahoning and Columbiana counties, then went through parts of Lawrence County as well. Now, as of this recording at 7:15, we have one more band of gusty showers pushing through. And even though the lightning tracker is not picking up on any lightning right now, not going to be surprised if there is a clap of thunder with this. And one more burst of wind at the Akron-Canton Airport near the Summit-Stark County line. There was a wind gust at the top of the hour of about 45 miles per hour or so. So as this comes east here in the near term, let's find my radar again. There it is. As this comes east in the near term, we'll have to watch for some gusty winds and, again, a gusty band of showers. The lightning today, a lot of positive voltage lightning strikes, and this is something I like to remind everyone of as we get into severe weather season, that all lightning is dangerous. You see those plus symbols on our lightning tracker. That means it is picking up on positive voltage lightning strikes, which tend to be more dangerous and tend to hit objects on the ground more often than negative voltage strikes. Also a higher voltage in those positive voltage strikes, and a lot of times what we call bolts from the blue, lightning strikes that occur 10 miles away from a thunderstorm, those are more often than not positive voltage strikes coming from high in the anvil cloud, and sometimes these can go way outside of the thunderstorm itself and strike things pretty far away. So whenever you see a lot of plus signs on our radar, that is a sign that we have some dangerous lightning nearby. We've been in kind of a cyclical pattern of late where it turns chilly at the end of the week and then we see a rebound. This happened a couple weeks ago, it happened last week, and we're going to see this again this week with another cool down at the end of the week, followed by a pretty dramatic warm up over the weekend and into early next week. We're on the mild side today. We hit 53 before the showers pushed in this afternoon. All right, let's roll through the next few days. We have a pretty potent little disturbance that will roll through tomorrow with some chilly rain showers for the afternoon. This black dashed line, if you're not aware, on a weather map, this is typically what we denote, or what we portray a trough of low pressure as, this dashed black line. It's not quite a cold front. It's kind of a weather disturbance, if you will. Showers, maybe a few wet snowflakes trying to mix in tomorrow afternoon. Then we squeeze in a nice day Thursday. Now, this low pressure system will kind of almost bomb out over New England. It'll strengthen rapidly, and that's going to throw a bunch of cold air and some wind back our way Friday. And a real taste of winter for one day on Friday. The wind chill will be a factor. It'll be blustery. Snow showers will not accumulate, but you'll see some snowflakes flying around on Friday. Again, cyclical pattern lately with some ups and some downs, but as we go through the next couple of weeks, the ups are going to be a lot more common than the downs. That is for sure. I'll get out of the way here. The warmth probably peaks right here next Monday the 9th. I've got a high of 61 in the forecast. That is 18 degrees warmer than average. It looks really, really nice late this weekend and into Monday. And again, the warmth likely continues for much of March. There's going to be a chilly day thrown in occasionally, and maybe even a wintry weather threat thrown in occasionally. But all in all, this no doubt is going to be another warmer than average month, much like the winter was. And this is the 8 to 14 day outlook, showing basically no cooler than average temperatures likely in the lower 48 states, except for maybe coastal sections of the Pacific Northwest. That is about it. All right, so that is it for Weather Geeks tonight. Thanks as always for watching. I'll have another edition of this video on Wednesday, and I think on Wednesday I'll do a winter forecast review and talk about what went wrong with the winter forecast this year. So you can look for that on my weather blog Wednesday evening, ericwfmj.com.